Hola, welcome to my Sunday Frump. Today I have a read, and I wasn't going to do a read today, but it's a lot more than like I even thought it would be. So I'm kind of glad that I was doing my journal today. So I'm glad that I got a chance to, for me time, I guess you could call it. I had some time today for me, and so I thought I'd share this with you guys. And because like I feel like it significantly impacts your lives, and I think that the narrative right now about the state of in which America is under scrutiny. I think that the American people are, getting major shade from their own, and I will explain that in a minute. But first, I just wanted to say that I also feel like dedicated to this journaling era of my life, in which I'm taking to pen to paper to just document things that happen, and give a red pill explanatory for the general population and all concerned, or just if you're watching. And so I'm growing this community, and I hope you guys learned something today. But yeah, I just wanted to say that because like I feel like right now is a new chapter in our life here in the United States, and I'm very optimistic. I am seeing a difference, and I am seeing a change. I am seeing people, the old us, the proud us, the us who was able to lift up our heads and walk amongst everybody else, who kind of shrouds us and continues to try to overshadow us and look down their nose at us, those people who have constantly pooed us using our policy and actually have no loyalty whatsoever. And so to that, I just like to bring awareness to those type of individuals, and completely dismiss them, because I feel like there is no room for that type of attitude to be casted, and for doubt to be casted upon an administration, which this is our 47th second term administration, and you're asking for a tyrant to come back into play, to which has brought death, has brought a disruption of policy, and also a huge negative impact in economic relations, as far as down to our own pocketbooks. The way we feed, clothe our kids, the way we run our household is through American Green, cash money dollar. That's right. And I think that those points are being exploited for personal agenda, and I don't think it's right. So I hope my voice lifts us up as a community as I become more visible with your support and backing. And I want to thank you guys for sticking around for so long, and I hope to gain more followers. And so if you do like this video, make sure you share it. Palisades exploitation exposed by media causes the opening of major highway to remain closed to the public, as well as Pacific Palisades residents whom traveled into their neighborhood for cleanup, still under curfew and supported by National Guard, who was called in due to influencers with toxic platforms using disaster site for content and victim stories for material, as well as looting and possible robbery. Checkpoints today remain in effect. So we were supposed to see an opening of the Palisades residential district. We didn't see that. We saw that the residents only were allowed to enter with the checkpoints still in place. The curfew is probably still in play, and basically you can go clean up, and that's all you would they would allow you to do, because there is robbery, looting, there is sensationalism journalism being conducted through the exploitative videoing, photography, etc. They even use drones and kind of get in the way of the whole disaster cleanup effort. So, as I said, the National Guard was called in to step in to further deter this crime from occurring. And so the major highway where the Palisades, where you enter into the Palisades, that's still closed to the public, like I said. So Tiffany Henyard blamed her personnel for all the lavish items and expenses she purchased, as well as the ice rink, in an interview that was made by news media outlet to clear her name, stating Black people were not targeted, nor Black men victimized. She, a day prior, brutally lynched Black activists in a violent riot started by said hire-ons, government employees, some of which had illegally been hired. 3 were placed on leave with pay, including her boyfriend, whom already is a known thug to Cook County and surrounding areas, and had access to at-risk children. Might I add, that was what she placed his duty in the government, sector for. So Tiffany Henyard gave interview to news media outlet. I think this was a public broadcast, and she tried clearing her name using this segment, and it was kind of like a one and done event where they gave her all this credibility and kind of exploited the plight of the community to which they were deemed threat, and she was deemed heroine. And through her lawyer, she was validated in her claims that she did not target these Black men in which she assisted in the lynching of the day before. She is seen in circulated video online giving the Nazi salute to a crowd whom continues to call out bias because her removal is not seen happening, if and at all, as she continues to be charged with crimes associated with rape, sex trafficking, ballot intimidation, drive-bys, lynching, unlawful firing of a pregnant woman, extortion, etc. And the list goes on. Her name and face, banners, headers, everywhere leave the evidence to speak for itself of her tyranny within these jurisduties. Moving on, more relevant, responsible people, actual human beings. Puff Daddy had an MRI performed overnight for knee pain stemming from a prior injury. He did not stay and return back following the test. He is being imprisoned for all the charges and allegations made against him and faces sentencing of more prison. So, Diddy had pain in his knee. He went to go get an MRI at a hospital, but he did not stay. It was not like a hospital stay. He just went and had a x-ray scan, and he had it on a knee that had a old injury to it. So he is returned back to his prison where he's serving, while being in the court process for sentencing. Flight 056 Medevac vehicle crashed onto a road in Philadelphia, causing an explosion that set nearby homes and buildings into flames. 7 deaths were reported, with 1 below killed upon impact. This was a driver. So, Flight 056, a med evacuation jet, crashed into a road. It was already in flames. It was like a ball of fire that just all of a sudden hit a road. It was kind of like a mixed zone. So buildings and homes immediately caught fire as it exploded upon impact. So one of the deaths was because there was a driver who also was hit upon impact. And 22 total injuries. Press release reported 5 with severe injuries still in hospital. Aftermath shows roads destroyed, gaping craters left with burnt out cars and smoking storefront. Evidence of chaotic scene that played out overnight at dinner time. The weather showed and proved zero visibility, winds gusty, fog dense, random downpours, and all the perfect environment for turbulence alone. The forecast still stood poor for flying over, and the long journey to Tijuana from Philadelphia made valid a quick stop for refueling the jet, which carried a remiss pediatric patient along with 4 medic staff and 2 pilots. Viral video shows reaction of shoppers, diners, residents, and visitors. Obviously, President Donald J. Trump emotional as he responded, offering up blessings. So 22 were reported injured that went to hospital. 5 still in hospital stay. They are reported to be in severity of conditions. The aftermath of the craters left in the roads, of burnt out cars, smoldering buildings. This actually happened when the sun had already went down, so it was already nighttime, and it kind of was caught on video, and those videos kind of went viral. Donald J. Trump, our president, was kind of shaken when he was talking about it, and responded and reacted. So he did offer his blessings. Given the situation, he did say that staff was on task with this event. So moving on to something that I feel like there's been a lot of confusion about. Tariffs have been a global theme this winter season, now changing into over 47th administration. The burden carried heavier than the last, though with much more at stake. The U.S. is imposing taxation tariff on goods with political retaliation seen conducted across the borders and abroad so swiftly one wonders if it was all planned on. So we've been all like in this trade court with taxes before with the Biden-Kamala administration. They I don't know I forget the beginnings of it, but I know the meat and potatoes was that they took it to court, so everybody's like, you know, there, you know, like that's where the state is anyway. The tariffs actually implemented by this administration caused a retaliatory tariff taxation on our goods. Therefore, it was kind of like in an instant that it occurred, making skeptical of this action and these activities to which seem premeditated, because they happened like literally in an instant. Like, I mean, I don't even know if, you know, if they got word of our, you know, of our imposed tax or tariffs. So the retaliatory tariff will affect all import exports and the outlook of merchandise and goods produced outside the United States. This caused a great alarm across the nation, with dreadful cringe commentary from majority critics whom rural airwaves, a tired narrative less than desired at the beginning of a new presidency, which for many, or for all, given the incapacitation of mentally impaired Joe Biden, undermines the true core values held by its viewership and count on accurate, informative, non-biased, responsible reporting. In other news, Punxsutawney Phil prediction sees 1.5 more months of winter. Groundhog Day prediction. Penny Wong, Australian politician, described recently the tariff as a known factor in American trade, noting it was not surprising and extreme, though, like I said, many like to cry victim as much as they cry wolf. And in Australian news, Australia was hit with a severe flood with almost 500 calls to emergency lines. Heavy rainfall caused flash flooding to creeks, streams, rivers, roadways, leaving people stuck or stranded, some still inside their homes as the water rose. This occurring in Queensland, where the residents were told to evacuate and seek higher ground and shelter. Though one woman perished when rescuers reached her, but as they navigated the floodwaters, the rough current overturned the boat. 40 water rescues in total. Collapsed bridges reported, as well as broken roads and electricity outage. Residents also reported no supply and pooling water. Paluma Dam received 51 plus inches of rain in the matter of 2 days, and this flood lasted the Sunday, Saturday, 2 days. So over the weekend, I believe it was for the majority northern Queensland in Australia. So thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, give it a like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one, my Sunday Front. Bye-bye.